watch Agents of S.h.i.e.L.D.
Hey, season 5, episode 15, Rise and Grind, motherfucker. It actually says Rise and Shine.
Which is appropriate because it's the morning.
Shirt right there?
It is appropriate, yes. Because
No, my shirt on the
currently
late
9:30 in the morning.
You can see
We're
we got
fucking hyped as fuck.
We got our coffee. I
got
woke
my
up this
tea.
morning and I ate the frog. Google what that means.
I got
Nice.
So I'm going through a little
I
bit of
gotta
eye
try that
pain.
still.
So if I'm putting eye drops in his eyes, because his eyes like irritated.
Yeah, he was waking up all
You
night.
take Surge, I take Mickey.
Okay, deal.
What's happening?
We're gonna make you guys eat frogs.
Okay.
No, Nahid wants to go.
Oh,
Good.
Eat the frog?
Oh, eat the frog. Oh, I was like, you make guys really eat frog. I was like, what the
eat the raspberry.
Yes.
So what happened in the last episode? It's been like a week or two.
So Deke is a grandchild, not the son.
Yeah.
Did you see the?
They closed the fear
Fitz?
dimension.
Yeah, I saw it.
Fitz did the thing to Sky.
Evil
Leopold
Fitz.
was not from the fear
Fitz
dimension.
is
No, it was
losing
Fitz.
his
It was Fitz.
shit.
It was Fitz?
Leopold
Evil,
was not.
well, Evil
No,
Fitz was there.
but he wasn't
Yeah,
from the fear
but it
dimension.
wasn't really.
Oh, but yeah, I mean, yeah.
And they closed the dimension.
Yeah. So you know what that means, right?
But at what cost? At what cost?
It means that they are fulfilling their own prophecy. They're
little-
fulfilling their own prophecy. Which came first, the chicken or the egg? Am I right?
A little birdie told me that when this season was on TV, S.h.i.e.L.D. still wasn't renewed, and it still wasn't renewed until after the season was done. So everyone thought this was the final season.
Oh.
Look at all of
There's
us.
some finality to it with Coulson with his I'm dying and all other shit.
Yeah.
So yeah, that makes sense.
So,
Will you do the market substitute thing, but it's Coulson?
Oh fuck. Guys, this is not a market substitute. Support the official release. Agents of S.h.i.e.L.D. needs your help. You can support us on Patreon. Jump ahead quite a few episodes. We have our own cuts on there. Helps us do podcasts, skits, gaming channel. Check all that out. Thanks.
So good.
Bet you're trying to go hit the Mets with me now.
So then they got renewed, and he was like, "Actually, I'm not dying."
What?
Shout out to May that was in Mandalorian.
Oh, and Hale's kidnapped.
I hope she's still.
Oh yeah! And she was working with the.
Oh yeah, Hydra
working with
is
the-
back again.
Oh god damn it! Yeah.
Hey, is that anything new?
No, Hydra is the herpes of bad guys.
Maybe they thought it was the last season, so they're like, let's bring Hydra again.
I mean, Hydra is like the forever Marvel villain. They'll never not be a Hydra.
They look like flies.
I see they've shown you to your new accommodations.
Of all the blindfolds I've forcibly worn, that was one of the nicest.
There's a method to this madness.
Not my first rodeo, so I may have already figured out a little bit of what's going on here. You got the Gravitonium and the total disregard for human safety. You've got Ivan Drago and Crusher Creel on the payroll. And then there's you, Rogue General, operating with zero oversight.
He's already got
Add it all up, it just doesn't feel like an Air Force operation.
It's not. It's Hydra.
He's like, God.
She's gonna fuck me.
It's time for S.h.i.e.L.D. and Hydra to finally unite.
yeah, let's do it.
Get the fuck out of here.
I'm down for that. I want to see Ward and Coulson back together.
Ward is dead.
Dead.
He could be reincarnated.
Not a thing.
He is so incredibly dead.
28 years ago.
Hey.
Seize the future.
It's probably for Hale, younger Hale.
Yeah.
Dun, 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 dun.
I love me some fucking new wave synth pop.
Meets every Wednesday.
What? She's at the Hydra Academy for
fuck?
Girls. What the fuck is this?
That's really cool.
Defense Against the Dark Arts.
I want to know.
It is Hale. Good call. Tell me there's gonna be a Hydra High School series.
That'd be so cool.
That's a team drama.
Can that be anime?
No, I
Can't
want
stand another one of these
Wait,
old
are
dudes
they the
droning
same
on
building
about
as-
placement.
Well, is today's guest speaker's cool? No, I heard that he wants to use alien DNA to actually reverse the body's aging process. Oh, shut up, S.h.i.e.L.D.
Sidwell!
Young Sidwell.
Now, here to speak to you about another post-grad opportunity, please welcome Daniel White.
Oh my god.
Oh
Whoa.
Oh my god, let him rest.
man, it doesn't
He
age.
does not age.
Well, you know why.
Now this is the particle infusion chamber. An apparatus that can force human cells to take on the properties of a raw material. Imagine, the possibilities are endless. Can someone name another substance suitable for infusion? Yes, Mr. Von Strucker.
Oh my god.
Find out to use Red Skull's Tesseract. It's the greatest power source we've ever had.
Intriguing.
There's no way that we could take it from S.h.i.e.L.D. unnoticed. We would blow our cover.
Well, I suppose you have a better substance in mind.
Ed, we should look to where the Tesseract came from to find new materials.
Meaning?
Outer space.
Finally! Some forward thinking.
Why is that funny, you fucking
fucker.
idiots?
Ha, ha, ha.
The Hulk is a thing. God.
Ha
Evil Harry Potter.
Red Skull and the Tesseract. Outer space is out of the question.
We don't have a spot on this thing.
What the?
45! Hey!
What's up?
Oh, damn.
Right.
Oh,
Hey,
damn.
she could just tip the bar, though.
Punch him. Punch him. Punch him. Fuck you, Monstrucker.
Monster's always been a bitch in every single iteration of Marvel movie. He's not done anything cool.
Oh, they didn't kill your dog, bro.
That's funny because Von Strucker does end up using the Tesseract,
What?
right? Or no, he uses Loki second.
Miss Hale, Daniel Whitehall would like a word with you.
Fucking Draco Malfoy.
God, can
Right?
someone just like
Push him off a cliff?
How are they all evil, but he sucks the most?
Seems you're one of the few females to make it to commencement. And you completed your final test?
fuck off?
Oh. She killed her dog.
Yeah,
Well
that's
done.
what,
It's a
What?
rite of passage.
Ward had to do that too.
You must eliminate any weakness.
Kingsman shit.
So want to be in Hydra, Pat?
I imagine it wasn't easy to sleep last night. We're actually impressed by your strength. We think that you will be essential in engineering the perfect human specimen for the chamber.
Oh, they're gonna impregnate her.
Super
Yeah.
soldier?
Yeah, they're gonna use.
You want me to be...
Artificially inseminated.
That's how she got that
That's what
child.
I was saying.
Hey,
That
girl.
is fucking.
That's
You
fucked
ain't
up.
shit but a baby oven to them.
flattered.
He's like, you don't got a choice.
But is there an option where I utilize my talents elsewhere?
You always have a choice whether or not to comply.
God.
That's some fucking fascist ass shit.
This is why you killed your dog.
Hail Hydra.
That's what I thought.
Damn! If anybody ever hit you with it, that's what I thought. Like,
Yeah.
Straight disrespect.
yeah, like they think you're like the lowest order of a bitch.
Look, after New York, we found transceivers in the wreckage of one of the s.h.i.e.l.d. cruisers. We reached out. Someone answered.
You made contact with aliens.
It's an alliance of several races. They call themselves the Confederacy.
Well, why the hell wasn't I brought in on this?
General,
Tell it!
I'm gonna need you to come with me. Hail Hydra! Get him! Fool! Get him to medical now! How could you let that happen? Now!
Maybe you should have busted in, like, proudly announced.
Thought we'd seen the last of Hydra.
Well, don't worry. After today, you'll never have to see one of those squids.
Oh my god, they never fucking die.
I mean, that's their whole thing, I guess, also.
Your attachment to that mutt is a liability. You cannot serve until you complete the
I'm
test.
the only one left! Me obeying you? That is weakness.
Hey!
These young Gen Zers out here.
No!
Okay, boom.
It is a rite of passage to a life built on control and survival. That's why when you cut off the head, two more spring up.
Fuck.
Oh, she just cut off that head. Now these two buttons spring up.
Yes, that's the old way.
And now we're the last two.
Sex marks, guy.
He's a tiger. I said it was a cat and he said I was right. But I'm not right. I'm wrong. How am I gonna get better if nobody's honest with me?
Sir, take a moment and
No,
breathe.
you take a moment. Stop it. Stop pumping me full of that junk. You
That sucks.
I love Talbot, man. He's like,
I promise we'll take very good care of him.
Oh no, are they gonna turn Talbot?
Talbot.
Talbot?
They're gonna turn his ass.
Him and
Oh,
Wilson
yeah.
gonna bust out.
That's real comprehensive. Fucking cot in an empty room.
Why would they bring him into the facility? He's like super not Hydra. Where they're like, he's the only man who could stop us.
He's not gonna turn. Although, I don't know.
No, don't they do the eye thing?
He has a brain injury, though. That was an Oreo's kid.
I still outrank you.
That's hilarious.
You answer me, or I'll rip those sorry little heads from you. Sorry little.
Hey!
No! Ah!
I see you've met my daughter, Ruby. Let me show you what I'm working on.
You think he's so pissed at like Daisy and S.h.i.e.L.D. Because does he know about the LMD?
Oh, here we go. She keeps doing this with everybody. It's so funny.
What'd you do first before?
I forgot.
The one
Yo-yo.
dude.
Oh,
no one yo-yo. It was
No,
the dude. Scott Malkinson.
Oh, the kid.
Scott.
Having me stumble out to an Econo Lodge continental breakfast, I give this boy a C-. Hey, wait a minute.
Econo Lodge is like a
Captain Crunch.
Captain Crunch.
Oops, all berries.
Cut that mouth up.
By the way, when Hale's done playing games, I'll be in my room.
Oops, all berries.
Right, he took the fucking and the bowl.
Nice.
That's the play. I'd grab a banana too, though. That's just me. They do look like they had a fucking Best Western though with this fucking shit ass breakfast.
The member of your team I haven't met yet. Is she the one responsible for cutting my agent's arms off?
That's my daughter, Ruby.
Seems like a major strike against homeschooling. She's not exactly helping your sales pitch when you're actually teaming up with Hydra.
Why don't you let me show you what I'm working on?
No, what is this bullshit?
Would you grab that handle, please?
Don't do it. I've already been to space. Pretty recently, actually.
No, you need to meet him for yourself.
No, get the fuck out here, bro.
Grab it with the fake hand.
I mean, if she's going, I would go.
No.
So you want my help to arm alien warlords? You ever consider they may not hold up their end of the bargain? That maybe something called the Confederacy will just enslave us all?
Kind of thought the same thing, bro.
Finally, someone who gets it. Altering the deal has always been my goal. Now you see why we have to stop fighting each other.
And work together.
If the Confederacy needs Gravitonium, Daisy Johnson is the one to deliver it. Using her with Gravitonium?
No.
Yes, she would have the power to level alien armies, blow their ships apart.
No.
She would be worthy of Whitehall's code name for the project. Destroyer of Worlds.
Whitehall's code name?
This is a huge mistake. A broken planet-sized mistake. Listen, my team wasn't hiding all these months. We traveled to the future. I saw the aftermath of that program.
I can't tell if you're delusional or playing games with me.
Oh my god.
This is very disappointing.
With you.
I thought you, of all people, could see the bigger picture. Clearly, you're just like the rest of them.
You have to listen to me!
Holy fuck.
Bro.
Your mom's an idiot, and you're fucking weird.
So if you really did see the future, then tell me how I fail.
I hate to burst your apocalyptic bubble, but it wasn't you.
But the I am Destroyer Worlds.
Daisy Johnson. Where is she?
Can't tell you, but I can recommend some medication. Probably at a high dosage. Other than that, I'm not talking.
Why don't I show you how that worked out for the last guy who said that to me?
What you do, Talbot?
He's probably a whole ass.
Phil, I told him you were coming. I tried to hold out. S.h.i.e.L.D. never came. Sorry. Phil. Just Phil.
I'm sorry, Colton! I'm sorry! I can see how this would be hype as a final season, though.
Yeah?
Hale is Hydra.
Oh shit.
Hail Hydra. Seriously. I don't even know where to start. We have nothing. We have a supervillain.
Fitz. Yeah!
Come on, don't call him a super.
I like him
I
being a
mean-
villain. I like him like this.
I know how this works. I make decisions I regret.
This isn't the framework. And truthfully, I don't regret it. Just how it had to be done.
Could have been done in numerous different ways.
Maybe some anesthesia.
It's not that Fitz is still a bad guy out here. It's that he was still a good guy in there.
Oh.
Somehow.
I understand.
Nice.
Is something wrong?
Just that lately she's been acting like she's bulletproof, like nothing can stop her.
So if Yo-Yo subscribes to Fitz's theory that time can't be changed, then...
She thinks she can't be killed.
Okay, well, would you have agreed to do it?
Never.
Well, then I didn't have a choice.
Hey!
Damn.
She's like some angry.
You drugged me. You restrained me, and you cut into me.
I don't feel good about it either, but in a few hours,
the town up there would have been affected as well, so I'm sorry. I don't need your forgiveness. I just need you to trust me.
You are not leaving this room. You are Hydra.
No, he's not. Calm down.
Come on.
Yeah, but we don't turn on our own here.
Do you want me to recount all the times that you did?
Yeah.
He ain't wrong, son. But look, Sugar's working with Hydra now.
I'm sorry, Fitz was trying to save the world.
Yeah, he's not a fucking villain.
You've got your powers back, and they've got the Gravitonium. We already sealed one crack in the earth. Doesn't take a fortune teller to see how easy it would be to make another one.
You stand by Fitz-simmons' decision?
I do.
Yeah, man. He said a few
100%
hours
do.
to reach the
Yeah, it was
reach
gonna,
the surface, and Daisy didn't
And she
give a
didn't
fuck.
want to do it, get it out of her
Come
own. He gave her a
on.
choice, she didn't want to do it.
You want to bring Robin out of hiding and risk her getting hurt.
Yeah, he didn't tell
Our
her.
leader is missing. We have to get him back.
And also, you have to read.
We need every weapon we can get in this fight.
They let Fitz out.
Damn.
Do you recognize this?
Yeah? It's mine.
This one's yours. The other tool belongs to Deke, who got it from his grandfather.
Our grandson. He's the worst.
Do you see what this means?
Yeah, I do. It means that our daughter's obviously going to marry some belligerent space goon. She's going to give birth to a Deke.
It means you and I are invincible.
Belligerent Space Goon might be the title of an album somewhere out there in the world.
But they ain't invincible.
Yeah, what does invincible mean?
Man, I feel like they.
Invincible?
I know what it means, but for them, because like, they gotta die. If they get shot right now,
Maybe that's because they're in a weird time paradox. Because they've like already seen into the future, and like they know that they survived. So like anything that happens to them,
Even
like
Yo-Yo thinks she's bold.
yeah, like literally, if they want, they can like
walk into the fucking
But in the current timeline, you can kill them and they'll be alive.
But like if you were to do that, that would detrimentally change time, because right now time is already set. You know what I mean? There's gonna be the world is gonna end no matter what. That's what the time is set right now. So that means that they're gonna survive. Deke's gonna be alive. That means Gemini and them are gonna be alive. All that's gonna be happening. So they can't die basically.
But we don't know if they were in a branch reality or like the same reality. You know what I mean?
I don't know,
Deke,
man.
Deke could easily not be born here. And Deke was just born in the other reality.
I don't really understand how they have that mindset of like, nothing can happen to me because it's not my future, when they are actively trying to change the future.
Yeah.
How? That's like, those two things don't agree with each other.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. So like, if they have that mentality, maybe that's the change that needs to happen. Is like somebody's gonna get overconfident. Probably something bad's gonna happen. Like I don't know. Maybe that's like the change that's.
And didn't Yo-Yo ours got cut off in this timeline, like in this one?
Yeah,
so she's definitely vulnerable.
Yeah, but she saw herself in the future without arms, so that only confirms her belief. So look, I get what they're going for, but yeah, the thing that Marquetta said, that's the thing that doesn't make any sense. If you're actively trying to change the future, if you're like the world's gonna crack open, we're trying to change that, then you can't believe that you're bulletproof, because you have to believe that the future can be changed. If you don't think the future's malleable, then just go sit on a fucking bump in a log until like you end up doing the shit you're supposed to do, like that.
Yeah. Stones and boulders. Stones and boulders.
If you think of time as a pond, and throw a stone in the
Every
pond, it
day.
just creates a ripple. And the pond's
Timey
still going the
wimey.
same way. But if you
Wibbly
throw a boulder, something big, changes everything.
Too bad he didn't.
It's just a bigger
This is too heavy. I can't throw it on.
Faraday cage. But so I mean, I did dig this episode though, where they're going through it all. I know that everybody, or you two, is on Fitz's side for the thing that he had to do, but like, do you not give a fuck about Daisy?
I give a fuck, but you saved the world.
You're like thinking about it wrong.
Like, Daisy's angry. She probably shouldn't have called
here's
him
the thing.
Hydra.
Yeah, he's not
But,
a villain.
But there were numerous other ways he could have
Yeah,
went
no, here's
about
the thing.
that
I feel like, okay, maybe
Sure.
Fitz talked to Daisy about it. She maybe might have
She
taken into
did- he
consideration.
didn't talk to her.
I said maybe if he talked to her. She would take into consideration and thought about it.
Okay,
like,
she
didn't have
to
for the procedure.
Let her finish so she doesn't squawk.
Let her finish.
Basically, but like if you talked to her, maybe she would have thought about it and she's like, okay, let me think about it. But then it would have been too late. He did, and he asked her, he was like, hey, when you said yes, it's like, she was like, no, and it was like hours, mere hours before reaching the surface, and everybody else was gonna get to the rift. He had to contain that shit.
Okay, so imagine this, Rana. Okay, you wake up one day. And there's a wedding dress in front of you.
What?
And you're supposed to put it on, and then Nahid's waiting for you, and you're just like, and then he says, I knew you were gonna say yes, so I didn't even ask. So let's just go. We're getting married today. That is literally the same fucking thing. How happy would you be if that happened?
That does not make sense. It does not.
It is the same thing because you are literally.
You try to save the world. You don't get married. That's different.
No.
That is different. I'm trying to save the world.
Meow cats.
One
I'm
at a
saving the
time.
world.
So my only thing is this. I wasn't saying. All I was saying was that Daisy has a right to be mad. As upset as she wants to. Her fucking body was violated, dog. Someone cuts into your neck and does
I
something
think
to
she
you.
has the right to be
I
mad.
know. So what I'm saying is like Fitz deserves to be locked up. He doesn't want forgiveness. Yes, Daisy deserves to be mad because who the fuck
But
wouldn't
she should
be?
get over it eventually.
Yes.
Okay. I would, if I was her, I'd never get over it. I'd never turn my back on a
She did
motherfucker.
something to you.
But also,
Yeah,
she
but
never
I would
wanted
never
to
turn my
out
back
here.
on someone that put a fucking knife into me. Period.
But to save the
That's
world?
just for
Yeah, to save the
no.
world.
Save the
Yes,
world?
because I am still a human person who gives a fuck about what happens when I turn my back on people.
But how about the rest of the people?
See, if it was me, though, I probably would have just helped out anyway. But what I'm saying is, if someone does something to you, if someone hurts your ass real good against you never let that go.
But here
because that's how you continue to survive, dog. You don't forget that shit.
We said like he never asked Daisy, right? But Daisy was very adamant not to leave that because she was afraid that was taking that she was gonna fuck the world up. She was very adamant. He knew that she was adamant not taking that. So he already knew that. And he knew there's a matter of hours before this whole thing happens. And me going back, like Darda said, going back and forth, figuring out like, you gonna let me do this or not? By going back and forth, it's not gonna get done. And that thing is gonna get worse.
I 100% understand. The only thing I'm saying is that I have a little bit of empathy for Daisy. She didn't want to come to this part of the world. Coulson knocked her ass out and brought her there. It's kind of being like Daisy doesn't have a choice about the shit that she does, and people keep doing things on her for her behalf. If I was Daisy, I would quake those motherfuckers' bones into dust because, like, I'm a fucking sovereign motherfucker. I get to choose what I do. You do not choose for me.
I'm gonna say one last
Like,
before Sarah says something. They're so close in their team, their family shit. They'll get over it. This is something you just.
I mean, it's like 2 more seasons.
I will never get over it. Like, my family member will decide something marginal about my life. I'm sorry.
So, what you were in the bathroom, and Max said this to Simmons to kind of assuage her, but he was like, it's not that Fitz was bad out here, it's that he was good in the framework. So I think that means that Fitz has always been a little bit morally gray, you know what I mean? So he's always been capable of stuff like that. So I don't know. I'm still in the camp that it was fucked up. But I want to talk about the rest of the episode.
I didn't say it wasn't fucked up.
The way
what did you interpret that?
The way I interpreted that was like, don't let what happened in the framework. Like they couldn't control themselves in the framework, and you have to remember that like Fitz was is a good person. Like he just
what you said.
Okay. Well, so I like the beginning of this episode. I like that we didn't keep constantly flashing back. We just like saw all the flashbacks and then caught up to recent time.
Yeah.
Seeing Talbot struggle is kind of
It was
heartbreaking.
horrible.
That sucks, man.
Dude, really good acting from him this episode, like on all fronts.
You
Like,
broke my heart. Talbot doesn't deserve that, man.
Best line is when he looks at that fucking Captain Crunch, I still out.
Calamari Matahari.
Calamari Matahari. That was so great.
Matahari was she's like a very famous dancer from like the
back in the day,
early 20th century.
Back in the day.
She was from the Middle East, and I think she got into Europe. She was like super famous in France.
So he's just smashing words together?
She was like the first,
Okay.
but she was like the first Middle Eastern like dancer in like Central Europe or France, and she was like doing the belly dancing, and she got famous for it.
Right.
Interesting.
Calamari
I like the beginning of the episode a lot too because we saw the Hydra school there. We saw young Hale, Sid Wolf, instructor, Daniel Weiler, Steve Rogers being mentioned about super soldiers and stuff. Hale having to kill her own dog, giving birth to a new leader. So that was like a nice, really like 28 years ago. I loved it.
Matahari was actually an exotic dancer who was a spy for Germany during.
Oh really?
Oh, so he wasn't just smashing words together. He was on a
levels. Calamari Matahari.
Like the deepest of cuts. So what I was gonna say was I am always down for the fucking S.h.i.e.L.D. ass shenanigans. I just hate it when they make me ask this question. All right, if the world's gonna crack, like Avengers, Like, I mean,
yeah, this
isn't this Avenger level shit?
This is really like at this point is like, okay, like if I'm Coulson, I'm like, I just saw a ship from the future. I just saw all the shit that looks like New York all over again. Like I'm gonna assemble the event. Like there's
a machine that lets me literally like talk to the aliens. I feel like they should.
I feel like the Avengers should. You call Tony Stark and you're like, hey bro, I know you thought I was dead, but like yada 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 S.h.i.e.L.D. yada yada.
This might have been happening during like right leading up to Infinity War though.
Or maybe like the Avengers were like busy.
Yeah, but like
tell
the
us
world
what the Avengers were doing at this time. Because
this problem is officially so big, but so from story writing and like storytelling, the problem has to get bigger and bigger and bigger, or at least vastly different every season. So eventually they're going to write themselves into a position where it's like the Avengers should come. But like, I mean, that's all. I just like even in the future when like the world's cracked apart and everyone's talking about S.h.i.E.L.D., like damn, did fucking Tony Stark just
I just chalk it up
I
to
don't know.
like it's going underneath their radar. Like in Iron Man 3, when the president of the United States gets kidnapped, why is Steve Rogers not called in? Like,
Yeah.
there's certain things like that that you just gotta accept.
I know. I kind of want to divorce them from like the MCU completely, and that's kind of what they've been doing lately because they don't even get mentioned that much anymore. So it's just it's that like little thing in the back of my head that makes me think that.
I thought that Hale was communicating with Cassius' dad last time, but probably not because he's a Black Kree guy.
Well, hold on. So like Cassius' dad can't be Black Kree; they're all blue.
Dark Kree. But like and I also thought like, was that the guy from Guardians of the Galaxy? But no, that's Jman Hanzu.
Yeah, no, and he's just like a bounty hunter, I think, ain't it?
Yeah. So I don't know who that guy is, but he's been in a few things. I don't think he's one from Resident Evil, the guy who got diced up, and he's not.
Let us
he's not the other guy.
Well, we can't trust him though.
But
we should not trust any blue people, for we are blue racists. Actually, is that species? Not a race.
So what was his plan? He wants to get Inhumans from Earth
to build an army.
And Gravitonium.
Which reminds me of what Cassius was doing, where he was like giving people Inhumans and shit. You know what I mean? Yeah. There's so much fucking going on, man. Yeah. Lordy.
I like how Coulson didn't follow. Sorry. I like how Coulson didn't follow Ruby to the lake next to him. Like, hey, who are you? What are you doing? He was like, you'll just find me where you need to find me.
Oops, all berries.
Yeah. Also, I hate that little brat.
If you don't like aliens, you're a xenophobe.
Xenophobe? Oh no! I'm xenophobic. It's not that I don't like them. I just don't trust them. We should build a wall around Earth.
Salmon.
Oh my god! If there's a dome around Earth, we're fine.
Oh yeah.
Apparently, I am a flat earther. It was ascribed to me because I don't think feces should be injected in butts.
Yes,
no,
like,
that alien actor, I think he was from Spartacus.
Yeah,
he was the black fucking the African American dude from Africa. It's the guy, you know what I mean? He's from Africa. No, he's from Africa though, for real. He's not just black. He's from Africa.
Were we talking about this the other day?
We were talking about this the other day.
I say African American.
You know you don't. You quietly whisper black and look at me like a weirdo every time.
No, but I go to Spartacus.
Sorry, wait, go to Spartacus. Talking, this thing is doing weird things. I want to put it.
I love you, man. I'm Arab, okay? I'm brown.
I know.
He's from Spartacus. I'm
I am
sure.
white. Hello.
I am Chris.
That's a good one.
I am Indian. I apologize for India's behavior lately.
Oh, dude, I was watching
Oh, yeah.
Okay, wait. One last thing. Okay, one last thing. So are Hale and Ruby the last two of Hydra supposedly now?
Is he in Spartacus?
Bullshit.
Is that right?
Whole other facility.
Yes, right.
Yeah,
Other
definitely.
Hydra-ites.
But that's what they think.
The actor's name, the Kree guy, his name is Peter Mensa.
He was from Spartacus.
He's not the same one from Resident Evil.
Yeah,
but
he's in Spartacus.
Peter Mensa was, he
was in Spartacus.
That's it. I like. So at this point too, they've kind of gotten me. I know I bitched a bunch about Hydra previously. Like, God, we're done with this shit. And everybody on the show feels the same way too. But I think I now accept it. Hydra is eternal. They will be around forever. They will never be eradicated as long as there is a S.h.i.E.L.D. There's a fucking Hydra.
I really thought the squid thing, Squidward was the culmination of.
Yeah, me too. And like when I understand that like now it's just Hale and her daughter, and they're trying to do something new. But like you still have this fucking legacy of murder and genocide and fucking invasion and everything. You can't like erase that. So why don't if you want to like detach from this, then why don't you start something new that is called a different name and maybe a little different logo and a squid.
Hydrate.
Oh my god, Hydra water and they call it Hydrate?
Oh, yummy.
Oh my god. We should make it.
But the pH levels have to be like perfect in that.
That's just
made with crystals.
Hydration pack?
Yes.
Well, I'm excited to watch more. I once again, it's just like when we started space shit. I have no idea where this is going. Like
I'm excited though.
Yeah.
I love this show. This is fun.
Let's go.
Yeah.
I need to pee.
Let's go.
Let's chips.
Bye.
Bye.